Hello and welcome to This Is a Man's World, episode 43, the no bullshit episode, only that was a lie because this episode is about bullshit. Cue the intro. Okay, now I'm not sure whether this is something that only relates to the construction industry. I'm 100% certain actually that it probably doesn't, but the construction industry suffers from this thing which I like to call an insane amount of bullshit. Bullshit that just comes out of people's mouths and makes my ears bleed and is infuriating. And this week I've heard a shitload of bullshit. So that's what today's episode is about. In case you didn't guess already, bullshit. I get it, everyone tells white lies at work. I even do it. You know, your manager asks you, have you done something, and you know you should have done it. You possibly will say, yeah, it's on my computer. I will send it to you later. Or, yeah, I did it last week. Just forgot to send it to you. Little white lies, they don't harm anyone, but I'm talking about when the opportunity arises to maybe say a little white lie and people just go above and beyond with utter bullshit. So much so that you're just like, keep your mouth shut. Just keep your mouth shut, please. Tiny white lies, okay. Big bullshit, just stop, just no, please. Next up is the absurd bullshit. This is so unbelievably untrue that nobody in the world would ever believe it. I have a good example. So this week I was discussing being pregnant. If you've watched any of my vlogs, you'll know that I'm 22 weeks pregnant at the moment. I'm starting to show. And I was explaining to one of the guys I can actually feel the baby inside moving, kicking, which is what you're supposed to feel around about the 20 to 24 weeks. Anyway, one guy decided to follow this up with, oh, well, my wife, when she was first pregnant with our first child, she didn't know she was pregnant until she was 38 weeks gone. And then after 2 weeks, she gave birth to a 10-pound baby. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do with that information. Firstly, I might be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure that if you don't feel your baby between 20 and 24 weeks, then there's huge amounts of problems, and not knowing that you're pregnant, I don't think that's physically possible. Like, no. Unless somebody has heard this story before and knows that it's possible and lets me know, I will not believe it. And the only thing that I can think of is that this guy just thought, oh, she's discussing her pregnancy, I'm going to come up with a story that's way better. Just stop with the bullshit. Seriously. Third up is the knowledge bullshit, my favourite type of bullshit. This is when you don't know something at work and you pretend that you do. Now, I've done this on numerous occasions, but I've only ever done it when I know that I have the chance to go back and look at some information and learn what I should know to then come up with an answer, the right answer. I hope that makes sense. But I meet a lot of guys who literally make out that they know something and that what they know is so correct. It's the truth, and it comes from a base of good knowledge, whether that be in engineering or construction. And yet, the more you learn in construction, the more I learn in construction about different methods and technologies, makes you realise that half the time it's just bullshit that they're coming out with. And it's not even a blagging like, oh, I'll say this but then I'll go and find out the right information and do the job right. No, it's just bullshit, and they end up doing what it is they say they think they can do but they can't do, and it's just, it's bullshit. Fourth and final type of bullshit is the blame bullshit. What do I mean by this? The construction industry, from what I've experienced, tends to have a bit of a blame culture. If something goes wrong on site or someone makes a mistake, then it spreads quicker than gossip on loose women. It just out there because people like to know that other people have made mistakes, and they like to jump on the bandwagon with the story and add their own little bit of bullshit. So let me give you an example. Say if I made an error with a level on site. It might be a simple level error that gets quickly fixed, and there is no issue at all with initially putting the wrong level on something. This story may then go to another site through, say, a manager or another worker, and it will turn into Michelle made a level error that cost the job £100,000. Yeah, so from like a small error that actually didn't have that many implications, through communication from one site to another, has now gone into a huge financial implication because somebody decided to add a whole load of bullshit to the story. Yeah. Then this may then go to another person and another person and another person and another person and then another person. And by the end of the week, Michelle's the worst engineer in the country and she's lost £100,000 on a job. She's probably never going to work again and she doesn't know what she's doing. That's how bad it can be in the construction industry. And sometimes you just can't get your head around it. And it frustrates me, it infuriates me, and makes me want to rant to all you lovely listeners that are out there. So thanks for listening to this episode on bullshit. I hope you don't have to deal with bullshit at work as much as I do, and you can feel my pain. If you're wondering what that smell is, it's bullshit. Alright, thanks for watching. This episode's over. If you like what you hear, see, whatever, hit that subscribe button and I will be back with more vlogs next week.